What's going on, everyone? In today's video, we're finally going to go over what all I got at the Nashville Card Show from a couple months back. I do want to apologise for not having made this video sooner, but it's just been a really busy couple months for me, so I've not really had the time to make a longer video such as this. I have, however, been making a lot of shorts on the channel, so I haven't been entirely inactive. I recently updated the playlists for all those, some card reveals, openings, stuff like that. So if you're interested in seeing those videos, definitely go check out my playlists. So this was my first time ever going to a card show or convention, however you want to word it, and I highly recommend, if you haven't been to a card show before, you should definitely go and experience it. I felt like a kid in a candy store when I walked into the show. I mean, there were millions of dollars worth of cards all in one space. It was kind of crazy. Now, this show was, I'd say, 70% sports and 30% Pokemon, so if you're a big sports cards fan, definitely go. But yeah, as you're about to see, even as a Pokemon card collector, I found some really good stuff. So I want to start the video off by shouting out some really cool vendors that I came across at the show. These were the only business cards I happened to get, but there were many, many more vendors that were super down to earth and fun to talk to. So we start off with Southern TCG. I believe this was the guy that had the full graded set of Legendary Collection cards, which was cool. Next we have Rocket City Collector, who is maybe more well known. I think they have a pretty big, decent following on social media, but they were really cool. We did some business with them as well. And then we have Clock Tower Comics, which I think was based in Detroit. My friend and I did quite a lot of business with them, so if you're up in Detroit, definitely go check them out. So we're going to start off with the Team Rocket holos that I managed to find. This is the Dark Dragonite. We'll start with Japanese, and then it will go into English as well. This is obviously the Dark Machamp, very nice swirl on the left-hand side there. All of these were in really near mint condition, very nice looking cards. And then we've got Dark Magneton. I think Magneton across the board in the entire game has some really good artworks, and this one is no exception to that. I mean, you've got two swirls there on the left side, so very nice. And then Blastoise as well, Dark Blastoise, one of my favourite cards of all time. You've got the beautiful looking swirl there on the right hand side. Just a beautiful card, even if you're not into Japanese cards. And the last Japanese card we managed to get at the show was none other than a Dark Charizard. So, very cool card, very famous artwork, one of my favourite Charizard artworks of all time. There's a nice little swirl underneath the tail there, if you can see that. We will look at the back as well. It's not bad at all. I mean, there is some whitening on the top right and on the bottom right as well, but overall, it's in really good condition, good centering, and the holo is pristine. So, very happy with that. As soon as we saw it, you know, we don't see Charizards very often, especially Japanese Charizards, so we just had to have it. And then we have Dark Blastoise again, but this time in English. Very nice looking card. We'll go ahead and take it out here and take a closer look. It has a couple scratches here and there, but overall it's in really good condition. And there is a swirl on the bottom right, which usually is more rare in English than it is in Japanese. You see it more often in Japanese than English cards. And very little whitening. I mean, it's going to be a great binder card. That's where it will go. And of course, Blastoise is my favourite, so I can't say no to that. Next, we've got the Dark Golbat, which is very cool artwork. I like how he's in the cave, just like a bat would be. So very cool. And then on the left-hand side, you've got a nice little double swirl there as well. And then this is Rocket Sneak Attack, I believe, the Japanese version. So something that we needed for the collection there. So that was a nice find, nice pickup, and, you know, very nice for a binder card. Then we have a first edition Dark Vileplume, a very cool looking artwork. I really like the swirl on this one. I think it complements the artwork really well. And on the back, it's really nice. I mean, there is some whitening here and there. All those scratches are just on the top loader, so there's really nothing on there. Definitely worth $35, I would say. Then we actually found two Bandai cards. So these are the Pocket Monster Bandai file cards, the Japanese ones. A nice Seadra and a Marowak. Super unconventional. You just don't see those quite often, so very cool finds. And then, of course, the first edition Dark Magneton. Non-holo, so good condition, needed it for the collection, thought why not. Next up we had the Wartortle, very nice looking card. I really like the reverse foils from this generation, from that 2004-2006 era. I think they always look really nice, and of course I love, you know, Blastoise, Wartortle, Squirtle, I love them, so had to get it. Very little whitening, very near mint. I think worth the $20 price tag there. And then this was the one modern card we managed to get. I mean, there was obviously a lot of modern cards, but personally I collect more of the old school stuff, more of the WotC stuff, so... But, you know, the Snorlax card's very nice, a very nice gold card. I think the gold cards look really good anyway in general, so had to get that. We got a good deal on it as well, and it was partially a trade. Next, we're going to go into the sealed stuff that we managed to get at the show. So this was the XY Evolutions pack that we got. The Charizard artwork, very cool. We traded up for that, and then this pack, which is the Team Rocket Unlimited pack, which was really cool. The Giovanni artwork there. Very cool on the top, if you notice, the Chad is still intact. So that's basically, you know, what you would puncture if you were to put it on the shelf. So this wasn't punctured, meaning it never made it to the shelf, and it was never in a booster box or anything else. It was just a standalone pack. So that's kind of cool as well. A little fun fact there for any vintage packs that you find. And the last pack that we managed to get at the show was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Crisis first edition pack. So that was a very cool find. Obviously sealed and not the reprint, so always nice to see some of the old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs. And I think $65 is a pretty decent price, especially for a first edition pack. So these were just some first edition Neo Discovery Commons that we found, really in good condition, all near mint. I think they were 25 cents a piece, so something like that, I just, you know, it's a steal, I have to get it. That's the next set I will be collecting myself as well, so these will all go in a binder, all in order. And again, they're first edition, in good condition, 25 cents, can't go wrong with that. The next thing I'm going to show is what we got in the trade night. So this was my first time doing trade night. It was a lot of fun. Basically, you just got your binders out and you started trading with people. So if people didn't get enough at the show or didn't find anything at the show that they wanted, then you had like a couple hours after the show to kind of trade with each other. And this is what all I got. I think I did pretty well. The next show I hope to trade much more than this, but I was happy with what I got. I'm a big Gengar fan, got some Charizards, and I hadn't seen that Thundurus before, so that was a really cool find as well. Next, we're going to get into the jungle cards that I managed to get, and this is the No Symbol Error Scyther. Very cool looking card, one of my favorite holos in the entire set, and of course it's a No Symbol Error, so that is very rare and you don't find that very often. There is some whitening on the back, but this will go into a binder, so I'm not too bothered about the back. I just care about the front, which looks pretty decent. All that scratching is really just on the top loader. We also got a first edition Wigglytuff. It does have some scratching. I did get a good deal on this though because of that, but that'll be a nice little binder card as well. And then I got the Japanese Clefable. There are some dents on this one, so I didn't see that until after I bought it. It is unlucky. Sometimes the lighting at these places aren't that good, but still, nice binder card. Got a nice first edition Victory Bell there, first edition Scyther. So all these are now just non-holos that I need to kind of complete my set. A Venomoth there. I think the Venomoth was the mintiest one out of everything. And then a nice unlimited Pidgeot to finish off the rares. An unlimited Rapidash that I needed as well, and then a first edition Rhydon. That was the last uncommon I needed. So very happy with all those jungle cards. And the last two cards that I got at the show were my two favorite cards that I really needed. This was a Mew that has been eluding me now for probably 4 or 5 years. I have never seen it in person at any of my locals, so I was really happy to finally find it. It's obviously in really good condition. There's 2 swirls on there. It's only printed in Japanese, this version of Mew for Fossil. There isn't an English version, so that's also why it's kind of hard to find. And really happy that I managed to find it. And then of course the first edition Aerodactyl holo. I have the pre-release version, but I never had the regular first edition holo. So both of those finally complete my fossil set that I've been working on for a long time now. I will show that binder off to you guys very soon, but there are still a couple error cards that I'm looking to try and get. I am a completionist with this set, so I really want to try and get every single variation of fossil card that exists. And last but not least, we will pay tribute to the One Piece fans, showing off the impulse buy of a nice Jinbe Pop Funko. Well, that will conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments down below. The next card show is in early October, so I plan to make something similar to this video after that show, and hopefully it's in a more timely manner. Until the next video, I will see you later.